guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tosin and I have here with me Bayo. And today's video, we're going to be doing a video based on some questions that I received on Snapchat. Now, if you're not following me on Snapchat, please do. My handles are here. I know it's been a while that I did a video with him or any video at all. So we're just going to do the video. I have the questions on my phone as always, so I'm just going to be looking down. A few weeks ago, this video will probably go up on Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to everyone and their loved ones, and may you be filled with love. So I got a few questions, a lot of questions, but I streamlined them to about 10 or 11. Yes, I'm just going to start from the So Maya, say hi to everyone.
Hi guys.
Okay.
Thanks for your support and your patronage.
What am I saying? Oh, sorry.
You have YouTube fans, don't you? I'm thanking your fans.
Anyway, let's just get right into the video. Okay, I'm going to ask Vaya, I'm going to answer. There are questions that both of us are supposed to answer. So, the first question? Oh, what would you have changed about your wedding if you could? Should I go first?
No, let me go first.
Okay.
So what would I change about our wedding if I could? Yeah, I'm trying to think now. Obviously we didn't prepare for this, that's why I'm having to think about the answer as well. What would I change? To be honest, I can't really think about it.
Let me tell you what I would change about my wedding. I would change the date. Now the reason is because we chose a date that was 2 days to Christmas, which was really good if all things were planned. But that day there was so much traffic, there was fuel scarcity. A lot of our loved ones couldn't make it because there was no way they could get there. We were stuck in traffic for about 2 hours after the wedding, and literally the hotel is like literally 10 minutes drive or less from the wedding venue. So I would have changed the dates to maybe after, or earlier, because there was no fuel scarcity before. So that's what I would have changed about my wedding. So yeah.
I think now thinking about it, the engagement, I think I passed that comment earlier as well. I would have preferred, obviously, more people at the engagements. I think because we did it very early.
We did it very early in the morning. So
we
you
didn't have a lot of people.
Yeah,
but I mean, I suppose we had a very good introduction.
Yeah, that's the thing. We had a big introduction,
a very big introduction
compared to what most people have. So we had almost
definitely.
250 guests were at our introduction. So if we had known, we would have preferred that kind of crowd for the trad, so that they will have people to double needs to prostrate and all that. So is that all?
Yeah, I mean that's all I can think.
Change about my wedding. Okay, another wedding question. Who was more involved in the wedding planning process? Answer no.
I think she was more involved.
Because I was the one in Nigeria at the moment, so yes. But I think like my friend's husband, she was just telling me that her husband is a groomzilla, if there's anything like that. He was more involved than her. He was the one having all the meetings. He was very picky, but Baya was like, anything you want, as long as within our budget, just do. So I think I was more involved. Next wedding question, a couple of, I think 4 wedding questions.
Okay.
Financial advice to people that are about to have a typical Nigerian wedding. A typical Nigerian wedding is big party, big hall, about 500 guests. My own advice is save, 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 save. Don't get married under duress. Don't give yourself unnecessary, I must be married before the end of the year. Choose your wedding date according to your financial status. If you know that it's going to take you a year to save for the dream wedding that you want, I think there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's just going to take time than for you to rush and start putting financial pressure on relatives, your husband or your wife, however the case may be. Because I've had women I've known of women that literally sponsor their own weddings. So that's one of my advice. Save for your wedding. Another thing I would say is obviously don't jump to make purchases or decisions. Don't say, oh, this girl said or this vendor said it's 100,000, instantly pay to lock the vendor. Look around, choose people based on referral instead of what you see on the gram, and make your decisions with that in mind. So that's one of financial advice. And I would say another thing is also, like for me, because I'm an entrepreneur, I told God that I didn't want to touch my savings for the wedding. I just wanted to spend any new money that I made a few months before the wedding, and by God's grace that happened. So for you, if you work, you can start setting aside maybe a portion of the salary every month. So let's say you're getting married, let me say in January. So from a year before, you can start saying, okay, I'm going to be saving 50,000 every year. And if your parents are willing to support you, please don't go and be bragging. Accept all the support as much as possible. If people are, I'm not saying go out and start begging, no, have whatever is within your means, have a wedding within your means. But if your aunties, your uncles are willing to pay for things, why not? You don't even need to throw it out with them. We had a lot of support during our wedding. Like, people gave us gifts. I had a free car for my grandma. Like, things came around. So I think if you can if you get help, receive them. Don't say, oh no, we got it, when you don't got nothing. So that's my own advice.
I mean, I think I would, certainly echo some of the things you've said as well, because
no, but from a male perspective,
it's, for me, to be honest with you, I think it's a wedding. We shouldn't blow it out of proportion.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why I think the question is typical Nigerian wedding.
Yeah, typical Nigerian wedding. And I think, you have to think about things like in a holistic manner as well.
Absolutely.
So it's not just the wedding, it's also the fact that, there's also something after the wedding.
But I think with Nigerian weddings, you don't really have a say.
No, I mean, you do have a say. Because,
sure?
What I'm going to say is that, obviously, there's some things about Nigerian culture that I don't really agree with on a personal basis. I think that, if it's your wedding, I think you should take charge. It's very much like spending so much on matriculation and then not having money to buy textbooks, after starting school. So, that's how I would define it. So that's when you then have to define what's the purpose of marriage. What are you trying to achieve? And I think it's about, that joined up thinking in terms of, looking at things in a holistic manner and, looking at what you're able to achieve. I think it's your wedding. I think it's something you should be proud of. You should not be under stress or any form of pressure, like you said as well. So that's my own view. Keep it simple, under your budget. If you've got money to do extraordinary things, then why not? But
I was gonna say that, but if you if you wanted to use a plane to drop you into the
absolutely. Absolutely. But I think you very much need to think. I mean, you don't think about wedding as an isolated event. It's an event leading to other things as well. Hence my how I said it's like spending so much on matriculation and then not having money to get a textbook for lecture, which is madness, to me. So, so keep things in perspective, guys.
Okay, next wedding question. This is the last wedding question. What was your favorite part about your wedding? I already know what you're going to say.
Guess. Let's do that. What were you going to say? What do you think? No.
Okay, tell me, what was your
favorite part about the wedding?
The part that you really liked.
See, I'm gonna give you a warning to you guys in terms of I usually don't come up with on the spot answers, do I? I tend to think about it. Let me get. Do I really?
Do you want? Let me say mine and you're thinking about.
Yeah, let me think about it.
I think definitely mine. I have two. I think when I and my brothers had to dance, it wasn't a favorite part that I was jumping up and down, but it was so emotional for me. And in that moment, I was so grateful to God that, three of us could be, as this is a day that I've been, what's the word, baby? That I've been thinking about since I was a child, that I would get to dance with my brothers. And it's just, it was just so beautiful for me that they came. A lot of things happened and they wouldn't have been able to make it, but God was faithful. There was provision for them to come. I think if you follow me on Instagram, I mentioned that they lost their luggage, but still everyone was happy, and that was one of my favorite parts of the wedding. Then the second favorite part of the wedding was when my mom was praying for me, and she was like, she was saying that she didn't have her own mom during her own time to pray for her, and she's grateful to God that she's able to do that for me.
I think it was an emotional.
It was so, and she was crying, and then I was obviously bed. I didn't want to spoil my makeup, but I was sobbing, silently under, and those two moments. And I think also, sorry, I had a lot of favorite moments when we danced in. Like running the hall,
the dancing,
and I was
and
it was really good. I don't have a clip, but maybe if I know a friend has a clip of it, I'll ask her to say, maybe by the time I'm editing this video, I'll be able to put it here. So when we're dancing into the wedding, that was good. That was my favorite part.
I would say as well, when your mom prayed, I think
your own favorite part.
No, that's not a favorite part, but I would say that was like now thinking about it based on what you said, in sort of reflecting, I'll probably now choose that as a sort of like standout moment. But in terms of what my favorite moment was, I'll probably say maybe during the word, During the preaching.
But really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought our wedding preaching was, I slept. Let me know, like my maid of honor had to poke me.
I know.
I was so bored.
No, but for me, I think I would actually.
Okay, tell me one thing that they said during the word that you enjoyed, because I can't remember. All the thing I was hearing was help meet, and I'm like, we're having everything in one day. Please hurry up with the sermon. Let's go and dance. So I didn't know.
Okay.
Next question. Okay, this one is, we're not talking about wedding anymore. Now, have some of your expectations been met in marriage, or you've been disappointed? Are you sure you want to go first?
Yeah, let me just go first to give a short answer to this. I have some of my expectation. Not really. I still think it's early days. So I'd be very careful about making an assessment with short-term information.
Anyway, let me tell you what I think. I mean, we've been married legally since June last year. So in a few months we'll be married for a year. But we've been living together. We stayed together after the court wedding, and then I went back to Nigeria to plan the party. And then since the party, we've been together for I think approximately almost a month and a half. So some of my expectations obviously have been met, because like, not like they were expectations, they were just things that I knew that based on what he had shown me the when we were dating, like they have been consistent. But obviously I've been disappointed about some things. I'm not even going to lie and keep up appearances. Like when I say disappointed, when I say disappointed, I don't mean like I'm like, oh, why did I marry this man? No. I mean, like, obviously you'd be like, oh, but that's just the beautiful thing about like this journey. No one, like,
personal differences.
We're not here to come and tell you that, oh, we are perfect, or we should be your, ideal standard of how you should be with your spouse. Absolutely not. Everyone has their own journey. But obviously, just the same way, there's some things that he'll probably do, and I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I expected something different. Doesn't mean what he's doing is outrightly wrong. It's just the same way. Like, let me give you a very measly example. Like, the way we cook is different. Like, not the way we cook. The way we cook some certain meals is different. I'm always complaining the way he does some things and vice versa. So, I mean, so little things like that, let alone more important things. So that's what I'll have to say. Is that all for you?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, next question. Tell us one shocker about each other since you've been married.
No shockers yet.
There will not be shocker in Jesus' name. Yes.
No, seriously, no shocker. No shocking moments.
Strangely,
as of now.
Strangely, yeah. I thought, you know how they tell you that? Ah, God, these people. You know when you watch too much, like all these marriage seminars and shows, and they'll be like, when you marry the man, then suddenly you find out that no, that's not been the case, and thank God for that. Obviously, as I said in the previous question, there's some things that have been, indifferent about, but there's not been anything that has made me sit down and be like, this God, this my life. No. So that's that. What has remained the same since you've been married compared to when you were dating? What has remained the same?
Your personality, it's the same. Very bubbly. My personality hasn't changed either as well.
Yeah, it's true.
I think that's one of the beautiful things about being honest with each
one
other.
Another,
even during the process of
courting.
It's when people know sort of like what they're into, and every one of us is into in terms of our goals, aspirations, our dreams, and our pursuits and things like that. I think it's pretty much doing the same thing. So I'm not wanting to sound boring, but
that's just your personality.
That's just my personality. I'm very chilled, calm, and I think even in marriage, I think that's what we've experienced as well. Yeah. There's been no like personality disorder. Nothing, no standout moments. No like wow moments or something like that. So I think it's nice and it's a good thing. Obviously,
it's reassuring.
It's reassuring.
You did not marry a fake person.
Yeah. And I think it's even interesting because then you know where to build from. So whereas if someone, for example, was putting up appearances, you're like, okay, so maybe before the marriage you plan that, this is what we're going to build on, and then you get married and you're like, seems like we would have to build on X, Y, Z. The goals keep changing. So there is no concentration or focus, because then maybe previously you thought the person was an extrovert and you're like, oh, we'll do X, Y, Z to kind of like make the person more balanced. But now the person is an introvert, is an extrovert, is an introvert. So having that level of constant that level of persistence in terms of experience, in terms of the person, then makes you to have set goals, you know, and things to build on. So you're having similar issues. You get what I mean?
I agree absolutely, 150%.
Yeah.
It's just that I just think like, in line with what he said, like the personalities are the same. The way he's saying it, like it's nice that you can now know where to build on. For my own, it makes me just, it's reassuring for me that I made the right decision. You know what I mean? As he said, like imagine maybe, or let me say for instance, when we're courting together, I knew that every Sunday he's going to pick me up from church, for example. Maybe we go to church together very early. And then suddenly we're married. 11 o'clock, why is this snoring? And I'm like, but when we're dating, this brother was Nigerian in church. What happened? So it's been consistent. So those are the things. So it's nice. It's really nice. So you said our personality has been the same since we've gotten married. I would
even say, I mean, just to add something to what you said as well, I would even say that it's unfortunate that people then get married and then realize that the person they thought they got married to is very different from. I think it doesn't really speak well.
I think that's why Satan even now comes in and deceives people that maybe if people were having sex and doing all of that, you would have gotten to know the person more. But that's really a lie of the devil. Yeah, that's really
because at the end of the day, you should be the same person.
Yeah, you should be consistent.
And that's where the value of singleness, really matters a lot. I think a lot of times people, single people feel, oh, we should absolutely get married, we should do this. There's that pressure of moving into the next phase. But I don't necessarily see singleness as a bad thing. In fact, it's not a good thing because God created it.
It's not a good thing.
More, sorry?
You said in fact it's not a good thing.
No, it's a good thing. That's what I meant. Because God created people to be single for a period of time in their life. So
it's not a plague.
So it's not, single people should not feel bad or something like that. It's like saying going to medical school is wrong. No, you're in medical school for a reason. The reason why you're a good surgeon is because of medical school.
Absolutely.
So there is no celebration of marriage without singleness.
The reason why you're a fantastic husband is because you were being a good bachelor.
A good bachelor. So in actual fact, married people have no rights to demonize singleness, because singlehood, in quotes, is the root. It is the foundation for success.
Pastor B!
So finally, let me say finally, right? If there is anything that should receive honor, if there is anything that should receive praise, in my own considered opinion, I think it is the period of singleness.
I think we should even, that's a different video on its own. Because the topic of singlehood is everyone is praying to be married, which is a good virtue. Obviously, we once prayed about that, but I feel like the way society has glamorized marriage now, they still forget it's a ministry. It's making it seem like if you're not married, there's something wrong with you. No.
And what's even the point of marriage when marriage are breaking up right, left, and center? When it shows that the reason why we have a high level of divorce in society is because of the poor quality of people living
individuals.
Poor quality of individuals. So let me put it this way: the absolute madness with this marriage grace is like saying bring bad ingredients together and we'll make a great meal.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. No matter how you grind rotten apples, it will always
put all the sugar in
and put all the sugar in and everything. If you bring one rotten apple, it's one rotten apple. Bring two rotten apples, it will produce two rotten apples. It's the same thing. So I don't understand, this craziness with marriage. I think it goes back.
I feel like, I'm sure somebody's watching now and is gonna be like, yeah, but you're married. Why are you not single? Well, it's because like you can't use our own life as a yardstick for yours. But what we're just saying is, if you're being single, or if you're single at the moment, treasure it and know that
celebrate it.
Better is coming. Yeah, so that's about that. Next question. Are you answering my own? Yeah, what has remained for me since marriage? I'll say two things. My zeal towards life. You know how people tell you that, oh, your single time is when you're meant to use it to achieve things. Once you are married and kids come in, that's a lie for me for now. Maybe when I have children, my opinion will change. I'm still as motivated. I'm still as ambitious. In fact, I wake up in the morning and I'm not thinking about him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, after I've prayed and I've blessed God for what we have, I'm thinking about my life, my vision, my goals.
That's good. You know why I said good? Because emotional maturity is when you don't depend on
another person. Like if you're not home all day, when you come back, I'm like, oh baby, I miss you so much. But guess what? At the end of the day, I'm still holding myself, and that's why a lot of women are so sad all the time, because they expect so much from their spouses. So for me, my zeal, my ambition, everything is still the same, and yeah, that's that. And I'll say, I mean, with Bio, what have I noticed that has been the same for you? You're the same person. You're really the same. Obviously, some things I'll be like, this is you, this is real you, you know. But generally speaking, besides like those little like just what everyone has, you're still the same. So everything has remained the same. Next question. What's your favorite trait about one another since you've been living together? Let me go first. Or you want to go first?
Okay, you go first.
Are you sure? So I don't change your answer.
Go first.
Okay. A lot of things, but I would say the one that's coming to my mind right now is how Bayo tries to make me happy when we have like maybe any misunderstanding. And let me tell you something. If me, I'm Angel Tosin and he's Angel Bayo, there's no how. We're different people. There's definitely going to be like differences, you know. So maybe something happened where I'm not too high, and it's actually how he tries to like make it up to me. And when I'm not even gonna speak to you, he finds a way to at least make me. I don't know how to keep grudge. I'll just start laughing or something. So that's one thing I really love about you. I'm telling you now. That's one thing I really like about you.
Okay. In terms of myself, what do I really like about her? I don't think that's difficult. The first thing that came to my mind is the fact that you celebrate life. You know, which is quite. I celebrate life as well, but I'm a pretty in the zone kind of person. I'm always on the
What do you
move.
mean by celebrate life?
Like you've learned how to enjoy the moment at the same time whilst pursuing your goals. So, for example, you know, being able to enjoy life generally, you know, which is what God has called us to do. Jesus said, "I came to give you life." And to have in abundance. But I think that's something that as a person I need to learn how to enjoy the process. I'm this sort of person that in the zone person. I've got a dream and I want to absolutely achieve that.
And then you forget to
and then maybe forget. Sometimes I forget even the environment. Because there's this goal. I'm a mental, like, I'm pretty much.
Let me tell you something.
How do I describe myself?
Let me help you. Bayo is a very serious-minded person, and really only God could have brought us together. Like if he was with someone that was like, hey, let me tell you, the marriage would be very boring. But Bayo is the kind of person that is in the moment. He doesn't know how to multitask. He's very focused on one thing. If he's working like this, he'll be like, Tosin, give me a minute. I'm like, no, I won't sit on your lap and you must answer me now. And he's like, what's wrong with this girl? But we still find a way to compromise and have fun with each other. So I think that's what it's true. You're very in the zone, but I know how to, for example, work like 3 hours on my computer, and then I know how to take like 2 minutes break and come and laugh and give you gist about what happened. So thank you. Okay, this is getting interesting. How has the long distance dating affected your marriage?
Long distance dating.
You know how we said in our video that obviously there were pros and there were cons. So how has it affected the marriage? In my
own opinion, I would say not much.
So is there any way you can think of right now?
You're still the same person. I'm the same person. I mean, to think about it, if you were actually living in Glasgow, right? I don't think we would have done. Okay, maybe we would have gone out more. Thinking back to, for example, 2014 and the latter part of 2014. But besides that, I think we would have had certain principles that would have stopped certain things, that would have restricted us to basically having conversations, which we did on phone as well.
Anyway,
you get what I mean? So not much. Obviously, really. It would have been more convenient, but
that's not the case.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh well, for me, I think the only thing I would say is obviously now is that there's more effort. I think Bayo highlighted that in our previous video. I think Bayo is my best friend. Like, I tell him everything. Doesn't mean that, and that's the thing about being best friend with some people. Always have this misconception that two of you must be on the same page. If I decide to make you my best friend, you don't need to make me your best friend. Although I'm his best friend,
why are you looking at me?
Anyway, but my point is, I have chosen to deposit everything that is information worthy into Bayo. So instead of me calling up my friend Mercy or Okpa or something to tell them stuff, I'd rather tell him. So I've chosen to give all of myself to him, regardless of if that's the case with him. You understand what I'm saying? Sure. Because of obviously the way we grew up is different, and Bayo doesn't have friends. No one has come to visit us on Bayo's behalf. Like since I've known him, he doesn't have friends that I know of. So me, like I have a lot of friends. So he has friends. Obviously, they're not the way women do friendship. Yeah, I know that. So for me, like just being married to him, obviously there's been more effort in the sense like, if I was here, like we dated together, we would have gotten to a certain level of friendship and probably would have grown. But now, what we could have done then, we're just doing it now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Which is nice. And that's why it makes, like, the mystery marriage is nice. Like, each day, there's something new. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, the gestures are genuine. They're still new. We have not exhausted them. So that's remained the same for me. Last question. Actually, this one I want more about. Just take this one. How important is communication in your marriage? Answer.
Take the next question. We're still working on it.
Communication is, that answer is so simple. I don't know why it's making it seem like it's a big deal. Communication is very important in our marriage. Very, very important. Like, I talk about every single thing. Like, he doesn't really get up. Like, when he gets upset with me or whatever, he just says, and that is, you know, we women, now God will help all of us. It's me that will now start, making a mountain out of it. But I ensure that I express everything that I feel, good thing. If I think it looks nice today, I'll be like, baby, you look good today. You know what I'm saying? If I think it doesn't look good today, I'll be like, I don't like your shoes. You know what I mean? We talk about, I talk about everything. Bayo isn't much of a talker. So obviously when we talk, we're talking about things that interest him, and maybe me, and maybe we're talking about important things, but I'm the more like cheerful one and all that. So communication is very important. Although obviously with communication, there's a limit to everything, so that at the moment when you say the same things over and over again, and you become a naga on both ways. So people should know on both ways. So your husband too can be a naga, and your wife too can be a naga. So just communicating things the right way. So it's really important. Obviously, the Holy Spirit is what helps you. There are days where, like, maybe I really want to say something, but I'm just like, you know what, Tosin, keep it to yourself and let time pass. And that's probably the best decision, because the person that I'm even, building up
is oblivious to it.
Doesn't even know, and he's coming back from and he's like, oh, I bought you chick chair and steak bake, and I'm like, keep your steak bake, so stuff like that. Yeah, so those are, I think, 10 questions. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself, but those are 10 questions, and that's about it. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I have nothing.
I'd like to say, I genuinely feel like we've not even we're just putting our feet in the door. We don't even know anything yet. So I'm very careful to say anything and, form advice. But what I've really learned is that if there's only one lesson that I've learned, because that was the final question, what's been your greatest lesson, is that your life is what you make it. Your marriage, your work, your job, your spiritual life is what you make it. Like, there's no ghosts that will come and help you, make you love your husband more, and vice versa. You are the one that is going to be intentional and say, you know what, my marriage is a place that when I come back home every day, I want to be happy. So that's been my greatest lesson so far, that if you want your husband to be romantic, it's you that will know how you will do it. If you want to, if you want your husband to be tickling you every day, it's you that you know how you will do it. So
that means I have a lot of
I don't want you to be tickling me now. No, that was just hypothetical.
Yeah,
no.
Right.
Okay, so you tell us, what's your greatest lesson?
Greatest lesson is don't expect marriage to change people. Marriage doesn't change anyone.
It's
the
just
same
manifest
person.
who you are.
So choose wisely.
Right then.
Thank you.
So that's about it, guys. We've got to go. I'm gonna go edit this video. I'll probably get it up as soon as possible. So I hope this video was nice. Let me know what you learned. Let me know what you like about this video. And yeah, we've gotten this man on this channel now. Hopefully
for the second time.
Third
time.
Time. We filmed that like the 2 videos we filmed them one day. So this is the second time. Yeah. So hopefully he makes more time to be in a video with me. And yeah, so make sure you know the drill. Make sure you subscribe. It's free. Tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe.
It's for you. Please subscribe to my channel.
Well, you know that's more powerful. You're more emotional. Like subscribe.
They will not. Okay. Subscribe. Anyway, for our sake and for the sake of this channel, please subscribe. It's free. Like, help us, help me. I gained a lot of subscribers this month. I'm really grateful for that. So I want that to keep going.
And you know, let us know as well if there's any topic of interest that you'd like us to discuss. Why are you covering?
It's not like as if you're always at home every day to make videos with
No, but we could obviously, work out these things. So.
Okay, anyway, so let us know if there's anything you'd like us to talk about. Someone asked us to talk about something, but I'm not going to talk about it. Okay.
Right.
Never. It's too much information. Right. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you share, and most importantly, make sure you leave a comment below in the comment box. I love you guys so much. Until next time, stay blessed. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.